What's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Average Bros Media. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nick. This is my 2005 Legacy GT Wagon. And if you've watched a couple of our videos already and you're not yet subscribed, do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button. If this is your first one, watch the video, let us know what you think, and then subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of our weekly videos. We do put out videos every Monday, so we definitely want to have you guys along for the ride. Now, for this week's video, it's our second video in California, and I went adventuring out in Malibu and found this beautiful beach to film at. So I'm excited to show you guys the beach a little bit, the view, the car looks fantastic, and then we're going to get into this week's video. I thought it'd be fun to do the 5 things that I hate about this car. And now when I say the 5 things that I hate, I think it might be the only 5 things that I hate about this car. I started trying to come up with ideas of what I hate about this car, and started to realize that I have changed out most of the things that I didn't like about this car, which is the reason that I love it so much. So when I started thinking about it, I was thinking about the stock interior that was tan. Didn't like it, swapped it out. Stock radio, sucked, swapped it out. The list goes on and on. I've done so much to this car that I've kind of eliminated a lot of the things that I hate about it. But I did come up with a list of 5, like I said, probably the only 5 things. So let's get into it. Now the first thing that I hate about my Legacy, and what I probably hate the most about it, is that there is just no room for me in this wheel well. This is an 18 by 8 inch wheel with a 225 tire on it. So with this setup and the car being lower about an inch from stock, it's really the biggest combination of wheel and tire that I think I could fit in there. And keep in mind, these front fenders are rolled because I was having a little bit of rub when I was going over hard bumps. Now for a stock Legacy GT that was running a 17 by 7 wheel and was not lowered, it was probably not an issue, and that's most of the demographic that bought this car. But for those of us who have modified it and added more power and want the traction to match, having a big sticky tire on there is a huge priority. So that one definitely is number 1 for me. Now the second thing that I hate about my Legacy, and any of you Subaru owners are going to feel me on this one, is the moment that you touch anything under the hood, even the slightest modification, you loosen a bolt, you have to tune the car. And now loosening a bolt is a little bit of an exaggeration, but throw an intake on there, need a tune. Throw a downpipe on, need a tune. And all those things, yes, you're getting more performance out of it, but it's really a bummer that even the slightest modification requires a tune on these cars. Now the third thing that I hate about my Legacy is another one that I know the Subaru owners are going to feel right here. It's the shitty paint quality. I don't know how Subaru paints these cars, but they just chip so easily. You look at any Subaru that's been on the road for more than a year probably, you'll notice that the paint is chipped, peeling, or having some sort of damage. And just look at the front end of my car. My car has a fair amount of rock chips on the front end. Granted, it's not the worst that I've seen, but it just sucks. It's not something you want to look at. You wish your paint would hold up a little bit better than that, considering that it's not getting driven on any harsh conditions, but it is what it is. I was originally wanting to repaint the front end of this car, the bumper, hood, fenders at some point, but I kind of changed my mind on what I want on the front end of this car, so I think I'm going to hold off on that, but I'm not going to tell you guys anymore yet. Now my fourth issue, and the thing that I hate about the Legacy GT, is the transmission. That 5-speed manual transmission, I'm always afraid it's just going to blow up and turn to glass. And I've had a few issues with it, nothing major, knock on some wood if I had some wood in here, but it's just one of those things you're always worried about. And first gear, especially when tuned like I am, seems to run out in a millisecond. And I've started to notice it more now that I'm driving on the California freeways where everyone's kind of maxing out and driving at 80 miles an hour, is that I'm sitting a little over 3,000 RPMs when I'm at the top of 5th gear just driving on the highway. So it would be nice to have a 6-speed in this car. If you think I should add a 6-speed to this car, do a nice swap on it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Maybe it'll be on the horizon. And for the 5th thing that I hate about the Legacy GT, well, honestly, I couldn't really think of a 5th thing. So this one's kind of a joke. But as you'll notice, this car has no badges on it, and oftentimes I'll get people ask me what this car is. Even people who are in the Subaru community, typically WRX owners, sorry if you're a WRX owner, they're asking me what this car is. And I have heard the most random things, anything from an Outback to not even a Subaru. Granted, it still has the Subaru badges on it, yet no one seems to know what this car is, which is cool because it goes under the radar, but I think this car is just such an awesome car. It's still one of my favorite cars that I've ever driven, so it's kind of lame that no one really knows how awesome this car is or even what model it is. That's gonna wrap it up for this week's video and the 5 things that I hate about my Legacy GT. And the sun's going down over here, as you can see, so I want to move the car, take a few shots of it, so we're gonna get wrapped up here. But like I said, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, let me know in the comment section what you thought. If you loved it, you want to see more of it, please hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out. We're on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we want you along for the ride. But I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next time.